All right, everyone, welcome on in. First episode here on the channel. Gonna take a look at my account. I've actually been away for about a month, so I had to take a break. I've been playing for a long time and just kind of decided that I didn't really want to play anymore and take a break. I'm also kind of doing this because I have to do a better job of public speaking. I'm a college student, and one of the things is like speaking as a cybersecurity guy. We don't really do much public speaking, but decided what the hell, I'll throw my hat in the ring and talk to people on the internet about a game I play. So going to talk about like the account and what to do. I've been playing since 2019. Um, got pretty much everything done, not to where it's like perfection. So if anyone has any tip or tricks, again, I've been away a month, and a month in raids, like 3 years into the games. All the fusions are done. Some of the fragments aren't all the way completed. I don't really need Yannicka for anything. I have a copy of your Carl. I was really trying to push for Quintus, but Live Arena is just a thing on its own. I kind of push for some of the remnant summons when I can. Some other things in the account I really think that are interesting is especially the Great Hall. I've been playing since 2019, so this is pretty bad that I haven't completed it, but I'm close. I need one more in defense, a couple in attack, a couple in resist, and then a few down there in defense. But I mean, force defense and spirit defense isn't really going to make or break the game. When I was playing, I know that bolster was really good. I know it's not now because of the White King. And I don't think another piece is like lethal. I mean, I guess lethal is still good, the Dark Fae. But let me know down like what's the forges, like what people are using, what's the gear sets. I know a lot of them come from like Curse City, like Merciless and things like that. Some of the other things, Guardian Ring, they've obviously decorated for Christmas, so it kind of looks cool. I maxed it out. I mean, I've opened up all the slots. My faction guardians aren't complete, close, but not complete at all. Some of them I just don't complete because I don't want to ruin my speed team for my clan boss. So I just don't fill them in. This changed as well while I was gone, I guess. They kind of updated this to add ninja food, noble, and Lanicus, which is kind of cool, I guess. I think he got a buff, I thought. Earlier on, I seen that he kind of got a buff, so that's kind of cool. Souls, which kind of a cash grab. I don't have this White Queen, which is really disappointing because I have a 6-star for her, and I found out she was a fusion. And then, of course, the Rat King. I still don't have a 6-star for him. Like, I don't even have him, but for the most part, I'm kind of happy with my souls. I don't have Ramontu yet. Still grinding away at tag team, which I absolutely hate. I think it's dumb. I'm working on Marius. When I got back in, I kind of pushed hard for him because I know he's really like OP, and especially in like the new clan boss, which we'll get to a little later. Once again, kind of filling out the challenges and like just the quests and things, getting back into the swing of things, completing my dailies. It's kind of like a bicycle in raid. You don't really lose anything, but again, besides the time and the champions. And speaking of champions, here they all are. Double Duchess, which is really cool. I got Blizzard, he was a fusion. I got Trunda, Harima, Rotos. I don't have the Ukrainian duel, which kind of makes me sad. I did get Thor. He was the last fusion I completed like last month, I think, before I just kind of got burnt out, took a break. And I came back and they've kind of rewarded me with a few champions down here. This guy down here, this Glaive Water, Meltwater, apparently he's really good for like Hydra. And then I seen Skeletor was added into the game. I picked him up, but he seems like he's not going to be very good. Lady Mikage got her done ninja. Didn't get his 5-star soul, but I got Yumiko's 5-star soul and Krisk. It's kind of a shame that these champions have fallen out of the meta. I mean, I guess Chris is kind of, you can plug him anywhere. I'm really proud of my ultimate Death Knight. I got 710 resist. I'd like to get that to about 900. My favorite champion in the game is Baron. I use him everywhere. His A1 really hits hard, his A3, and then I think his A4 just nukes everyone into the ground. My Arbiter, I'm kind of disappointed I haven't gotten her up to 400 speed yet, but we're working on it. Another one of my champions, Harima. I know she's a god in this game. I mean, now with mythicals, how much legendaries can be that? It's, but almost 600 defense and almost 300 crit damage. Thor, I really liked him, just the look of him, so I went for him, and he actually does really well. I'm quite surprised on how well. It seems like fusions are kind of, it's like one or two. Like I know last year it was like Newt, and I think another one. It seems like 2 or 3 out of the fusions a year are pretty good, and he seems to be the one. This guy, of course, I'm glad I got him. I absolutely hate facing him in arena. Trying to use her for Hydra. I know Hydra got a big buff, so that's something that, we can talk about later in episodes and things like that, but got her and maxed her up to the best of my ability. Newt the same way. He's just kind of the dungeon clearer and the boss killer. I got my Seer for Doom Tower. Got her maxed out in kind of pretty much every epic in the game and rare I have. Cleared all of the campaign mode, which I'm really happy about. Nightmare was just basically Baron and I think a healer just to make sure he didn't die. Iron Twins, I'm going to start farming this again every day. I would recommend people to do this with a little bit of energy they have left over. Still surprising that they have not increased the energy cap. Still at 130. All this new content, still no energy. Like, hopefully they'll get on that maybe. I don't know. But some of the dungeon teams, the potion keeps, again, Baron, Yumiko. Once you have Yumiko, you can pretty much reset with her and Kaimar. I'm actually surprised at how well Thor does Nino. He just wipes him out. I couldn't get the last one there on the first wave, which is kind of a bummer because it could have saved me like 3 to 5 seconds. I am playing on an iPhone. I didn't put it on my gaming laptop, so this would have been super fast on it, probably like 25 seconds, 20 seconds. Hoping to get down to like 8 or 10 like Baron, because I normally use Baron, but if I can kind of find a spot to use Thor just because he looks cool, and I mean, just the way he actually, like his moves, as you can see here, the minnow doesn't get as many as turns because he just keeps knocking back the turn meter and slowing him down. So really happy I got the last pretty good fusion. I know that this upcoming fusion here is going to be like Noelle, the Christmas lady. I have Sir Nick, so I might go for her. I don't know. But yeah, we did that pretty quickly. Happy on how that turned out. And then we kind of look at some of the other dungeons, your basic dungeons. I guess people don't really farm gear anymore, which is kind of surprising. I mean, with Cursed City and things like that. But I can do all the dungeons, Spider 20, and like, it says 7, but it's more like 16 or 17 because I have to use, at one point my Newt was really strong until I got Harima. And then I switched some of the gear off of Newt into Harima because she's a defense-based champion. So I put my best defensive gear on her. So he can almost do it. I don't know. I might have to like tinker with it, but I guess 10 seconds isn't going to make me or break me. I mean, it kind of hurts during the spider turn attacks because it goes from like 5 to 7. But at that point, you're just kind of being picky, which is dumb. But yeah, some other ones. The pinpoint dungeon was really good. I did a little bit of that before I took a break. It was kind of interesting to actually get good speed on pieces. This is actually a team I'm really proud of, which is the Dragon 10. I can actually do every dungeon except Fire Knight, which we'll talk a little bit later on about, but I don't understand how they made that so hard, the Fire Knight. I mean, it's gotten easier with the freezes and stuff with like ally attacks, but Spider, Ice Golem, and Dragon are the easiest ones. And then of course they added the new dungeons, which before I quit, I think it was like Sand Devil and the Shogun or whatever, but basically here it's just Dragonbane and Mithrala just going to towns here, clearing the ways, and then we get here. It actually surprises me how well Kaimar holds up. He's not built for health, but he's usually like the one of the 3 that's standing last, so he can actually get the last reset, which is really handy, so that Mithrala can keep using her shields and keep putting out the poisons. I kind of want to get Stultus to basically do this by himself, but I mean, it would be nice to farm food in here, but if you need a food farmer, I just go to 20. You can do it with one of the champions I have. I kind of just want to get this done for Marius and then move on. I don't really farm much mythical gear. I probably should, because my gear on this account's okay. It's not great, but that's something I'm going to kind of look at. So if you guys have any like ideas or anything that you want to like recommend to me, because like I said, I've been out for a month. I don't know what the metas is like for the arena or for like clan bosses or the new bosses or like arena teams or anything like that, or dungeon teams. Like this team was a pain in the neck to make. Sand Devil, I heard he got a rebuff as well. I was using Godseeker and Newt, but it'd be interesting to see like what you guys think down in the comments and let me know what you think on that. Like I said, hard Fire Knight, For stage 5, I can't get past it after that. Like, I've been using Blizzard for the freeze, which I know it's dumb, but I was surprised that it actually did well enough to get me to stage 5. I'll have to like go back and look at different comps to get them to push through. So that's kind of like the dungeons, faction wars, which of course everyone should do. I only need 2 stars to complete the whole thing, but I've gotten all the rewards out of here, so I don't really need the necessary to complete it. And then, of course, everyone's favorite arena. I hate tag team arena, especially now with all the mythicals. Like, I got 1,000,002 almost on my player power, and I can't even get close to like. I know you have to get the silver 4 to get out of the second part of the Ramontu missions, and then you have to go to gold 1 to get the third part. And I don't know if that's going to be possible. It might be with the champions I have. I don't know. I'll have to like build some comps. But then again, here comes Live Arena. Not a fan of this either. It's kind of one of the reasons I took a break. This and Amius, I can't. There's just way too much power creep. Like, this is a pretty good account, almost 11 million power. But I kind of feel sometimes even I get out sped or just completely dominated. So I kind of feel bad for players who are like 200,000 or like 1,000,000. And there's like a bunch of free-to-play players too, which really surprises me, that does really well in arena, because some of these Krakens in here, it's amazing. Like, I consider myself a Kraken. I've spent some money on this account and in general, but from here on out, I'm just gonna kind of go free to play. So like, if anybody has like any free to play, like how you do it and everything like that, like, I know you have to be very efficient with your energy and your gems because you can't buy them. I used to buy the daily gym pack and like the forge pass and stuff for bolster, which that doesn't even really, that's out of the meta too. So, but yeah, here in arena, like Odin, don't have him, wish I did. And then, he's basically kind of using the same team I am. If I could go back and change things over again from this video, probably would get rid of the Heparak and take my chance with Odin, but I hate fighting him because every 3 seconds, block buffs, and then you just can't do any damage. So it's pretty rough, But getting back into the swing of things, I might make a live arena video just talking about like some of the strategies. I actually like using some of the epics. On one of my other accounts, I have a +4 Phoenix with Mikage, and it does amazing work because it catches people off guard with his block revive, and it really helps me out when fighting like Armands and stuff. I think a cool idea for this is if they let us pick 4 random champions, if they just gave us 4 random champions. So like, I got 4 random champions, this guy got 4 random champions, and we just go. You can use your gear, and then you go. I think that'd be really cool. You might get 4 rares, he might get 4 mythicals, you might get 4 mythicals, they might get 4 rares, but at least it makes it interesting. Because right now, everyone knows what the meta is, I think. I mean, when I left, it was like Armands and mythicals, and basically like a really strong Harima or like a Death Knight if you had like 1,000 resistance, so he couldn't get polymorphed or whatever. And of course, polymorph was like the meta. I think it still is, but I think it'd be really interesting if you could like, they would just randomize it. So like, you might get 2 mythicals, an epic, and a legendary, or you might get all rares. So you might have a team of all rares, and you got to know what they do. I think it would be really cool, but I don't think they'll ever change it because, it makes some money people will spend to compete in this, and you just got to know your limit. And like I was saying, I love the game. I want to keep playing the game and make videos on it because I find it interesting. And again, I got to learn how to public speak. So I kind of figured I'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And I really do love the game. And I've played it for so long that I was thinking about maybe doing like a free to play just to kind of see what that's like from a perspective of if you don't get really good champions, like what it's like to struggle, like the grind of it. And I've seen some of the other people do like free to plays, and I know that some of like the challenges, I think it was usually in January, the competitions come up. So I might make a video on that and just kind of walk through how to like play the game and start, and because it's been such a long time since I even had to look at like a login screen. So yeah, we're pretty good here in just classic arena. It's just simply going through and knocking them down with Baron. I have no problem here. I mean, I've kind of slouched since I took a break. I went from gold 5 to gold 1, so there's that. My clan boss, again, just a classic old school um, double man-eater, Dracomorph, and a Painkeeper. Nothing flashy, just, usually does about 100 mil. On force, it kind of does 80, so I know that Wixwell, I passed on him, kind of wish it didn't now, but Hydra, same thing. I know it got a big nerf, and I went to try to fight it today, and it was brutal. Like, I couldn't even do brutal. I just skipped it and went straight to hard and got my 30 million and then went into normal and just did the basics. Cause like, what's the point? I know people are getting like a billion, but they've nerfed it into the ground. So I just do the basic chest and move on. My clan doesn't really care about Clash. I think Clash is another thing. It's like, why? It's more RNG. It's more like stuff we have to fight. This new boss is really interesting. I've come to find if you don't have a newt or like a max HP champion, you're done here. Like, Ninja did like 15 million, and I think Newt cleaned up with like 60 million. Then I went to easy just to get the trials because you need those for the relics, which is a new thing. It's like, so I said, you miss a month in this game and it feels like 2 years. I was like, didn't even know they had relics. And I was like, wow, it's crazy. But Doom Tower, I'm just starting out because I just got back. So, I could do hard and normal. That won't be a problem. And this is the reason I quit. I took a break. I hate Amius. I do. This guy sucks. I don't understand it. Like, I like complications, like problems, but this guy just wrecked me every time. I remember spending like 2 hours battling him, and then he would like just take 6 turns in a row and just wipe you. And Siege is okay. I think it's interesting, like on a basics, just like going through and kind of battling it out with clans. I think it's something that's interesting. But yeah, and here's the forge stuff for like the new relics or whatever. That's kind of interesting. I hope that they keep this around and kind of introducing new things that isn't so pay to win or so grindy or just difficult. But yeah, guys, let me know down below like some of the things you want to see. I can pretty much do everything on this account. I don't have any of the newer champions. I don't have any like really good mythicals. I'm hoping to get some. Not gonna buy any shards for like the primals or anything, but just earning them. And then so I guess maybe we'll just do like a little quick opening for people who stuck around. I actually don't have Artak. I missed him, like the login thing. I don't really know why he's the only one. Him and I think Wukong. Let me just search him up here just to double check. Yeah, I don't have him. I have Innick and I have Cold Hearts, but I don't have him. So kind of like a secret to this game, especially with 15x, I've come to find that if you put this champion in the 15x, you will not get him. So we'll go with the other guy. He's kind of cool. The same thing. Sulfurion's really cool, so we'll get him. And then for that one, we'll just do that. It's basic, pretty simple. So let's see what we get. And we'll get lucky here. Nice. What do we get? Garbage. I told you. It never works. No matter what champion you put in there, it never comes out ever. But I mean, it is a legendary, so we did get that. And I guess it could be used for Cursed City. So, and it's a barbarian, which is cool. Maybe I can use it for my barbarians faction, but we'll see. Maybe we'll get lucky here with the ancients. That one looks new. The twist staff or whatever that was. That one, like, they'll have to check that out later. But then we'll just pop a void just because, and of course, we'll just get nothing. By the way, don't do this unless it's like a 2x or for a fusion. Never burn your shards up. But yeah, I'll say since I've come back, like besides Skeletor, I've picked up these 5 here. Mountain King, which he's out of the meta. That guy there, Lion or whatever, he's pretty good, I guess, for Fire Knight. And then the 2 Bone Saw and that one we just picked up today. Basically just pretty much garbage. I don't even think I can empower any of the champions. No, I can't. So it's interesting, I guess. At least we got a Lego. I can put that in the title, so I guess it'll help this video, but that's about it. Here's another thing. I might go for the frame. I mean, the frames are kind of cool. I'm glad they at least added that. That's something interesting. I don't know whether I want to go for the He-Man one or the Skeletor one. I think, honestly, between the two, the Skeletor one looks cooler. That purple and kind of black look, so we'll probably go for that. I'll grind that off camera. I don't want to bore you guys with like grindy stuff unless you want to see that. Like, I might make some videos on like how to do these because Back in the old days, you could just kind of buy shards and pop them, but now you gotta like artifacts and soul stones and everything. It's gotten way out of hand. So, and of course, they're gonna add the soul in for the champion you have to buy for $40. Just brutal. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and let me know down below if you want to see anything else. And I'll see you next time.